I'm now going to introduce the second Muslims for Peace award. This is the Leadership with Ethics, Morals, and Values award that is going to be presented to Syed Meesam Razvi. Syed Meesam Razvi is a dynamic leader and visionary in both logistics and real estate sectors. As the founder and CEO of Tooli Logistics, one of Long Island's prominent transportation companies, and Razvi Homes, a leading residential development firm in the New York metropolitan area, he has significantly impacted the local economy and infrastructure. With a solid educational foundation, Syed Meesam earned a bachelor's in business from Stony Brook University and went on to pursue a master's in international relations from the prestigious Fletcher School of Law and Diplomacy at Tufts University. This academic background, paired with his leadership skills, has fueled his entrepreneurial success and community influence. He, beyond his professional endeavors, has also been committed to human rights and interfaith advocacy, and his work includes representing a prominent NGO at the UN and organizing an international conference on thought and leadership in collaboration with the Imam Hussein Shrine, Al-Abbas Shrine, and the Al-Khou'i Foundation. His commitment to social justice extends beyond international work to active participation in local community initiatives, and his long-standing commitment to social causes is exemplified by his ability to merge his professional career with his passion for advocacy, and his commitment to excellence both in his field and in community endeavors. His award will be presented by Batul Zia, his wife, and I'd like to welcome both of them to the stage.
I'd like to give this award to the one who really deserves it. Thank you, thank you. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. It is with deep humility and gratitude that I stand before you today. Receiving this leadership award is truly an honor, and I'm profoundly moved by the recognition. And I thank the organizers, the Muslims for Peace team, Brother Mustafa Abdi, my family, and everyone else who has supported me along the way to where I am today. And while I'm grateful for the recognition, I believe it is important that I take a few moments of your time today to reflect upon what I feel leadership truly means, the timeless principles of leadership, the way I see them. There are three principles I want to talk about today. Number one, lead with purpose and compassion, just as the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did in his lifetime. Number two, lead with integrity and steadfastness, just as Imam Ali did during his lifetime until the day of his shahada. And number three, lead with courage and sacrifice, just like Imam Hussein did. My first principle of leadership is inspired by Prophet Muhammad, who was known as Al-Amin, which is trustworthy, and Ar-Rahmatul lil Alameen, meaning of mercy to mankind. His life was a model of purpose and compassion. And when we think of leadership, we often think of strategy, decision-making, and achieving results. But Prophet Muhammad reminds us that at the heart of leadership is purpose and compassion. Principle one. Khairun nase anfa'uhum linnas. The best of people are those who are most beneficial to others. This statement reframes the role of a leader. Leadership is not about how many people serve you. It's about how many people you serve. A leader with purpose leads with vision, while a leader with compassion leads with both vision and his heart. The Prophet Muhammad exemplifies this in his interactions with people from all walks of life. He was accessible to the poor and to the powerful alike. He lifted others even when they opposed him, and his vision was not self-centered, it was focused on the collective good. For us, this means leading with purpose, not just ambition. It means being intentional with our actions, ensuring that every decision aligns with our values and benefits others. It also means leading with compassion, understanding that leadership is not about control, but about care. And if we lead with purpose and compassion, then we lead in a way that builds trust, loyalty, and lasting impact. The second principle, leading with integrity and steadfastness. The second principle comes from the life and wisdom of Imam Ali. And this principle teaches us that true leadership requires integrity and steadfastness. Imam Ali says, Al-qana'atu malu la yanfad, meaning contentment is the best capital. And in this statement, he redefines wealth. But he also redefines power. Just as wealth is not measured by how much you have, power is also not measured by how much you control. And a leader who is content with their role and not driven by greed and self-interest is a leader who inspires trust and confidence. But perhaps the most powerful lesson on the leadership from Imam Ali comes from the moment of his martyrdom. While in prostration, after being struck, he proclaimed, Fusto wa Rabbil Kaaba, meaning, by the Lord of Kaaba, I have succeeded. Now, think about that for a moment. Imagine a leader being struck while in prostration, bleeding, and knowing that his life is coming to an end. Yet, at that moment, he decides to declare success. He says, I have succeeded. How many of us would declare success at the moment of death? But Imam Ali understood that success in leadership is not about survival and self-preservation. It is about integrity, fulfilling one's duty and staying true to one's purpose. A leader's success is not determined by how long they remain in power, but by how steadfastly they remain committed to truth and justice. And if we want to be leaders who inspire, we must lead with integrity, not swayed by greed or fear. And we must remain steadfast, especially when tested. Leadership is easy in times of ease, but it is revealed in times of trial. Last but not the least, the third principle, lead with courage and sacrifice. And this is perhaps the most profound principle of leadership, in that it is the willingness to lead with courage and sacrifice. And for this, we look at the legacy of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. And on the plains of Karbala, facing overwhelming odds, the Imam declared, In kana dino Muhammadin lam yastaqim illa biqatli, faya suyufu khuzain. Meaning, if the religion of Muhammad cannot be upheld except with my death, then, O swords, come and chop me. This is the ultimate example of courage. Imam Hussain did not seek leadership for the sake of power. His leadership was driven by principle, and his courage came from his conviction. Even in the face of death, he stood firm, because he knew that to yield would be to betray everything that he stood for. And the true leadership demands courage. The courage to act when others remain silent, the courage to confront injustice, and the courage to sacrifice for a higher cause. Leaders are tested not when everything is easy, but when everything is at stake. And for us, this means leading with courage, even when it's difficult. It means standing for justice in our families, our communities, and our workplaces. It means taking risks for the greater good, even when those risks come at personal cost. If we can lead with courage, not for our own benefit, but for the benefit of others, then we'll be following the the path of Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. So to return to where I began, yes, I have been fortunate to be recognized as a leader in business and community service, but if I have learned anything from the timeless teachings of Prophet Muhammad and the A'immah of Ahlul Bayt, it is that true leadership is not about control, status, or authority. True leadership is about living by these three principles. Lead with purpose and compassion, as exemplified by the Prophet Muhammad. Lead with integrity and steadfastness, as exemplified by Imam Ali. And lead with courage and sacrifice, as exemplified by Sayyid al-Shuhada, Imam Hussein. Thank you very much once again. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all the strength to lead with purpose, integrity, and courage. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you.